Okay guys, so what we're going to do today is start a brand new unit where you're getting into air and sky. So I'm really excited because this is one of my favorite units to teach, where we get to talk about the planets, we get to talk about the sun, the moon, and the characteristics of those. We get to talk about weather and climate, and we get to talk about patterns and why we have day and night, or why we have the seasons, or why we see the moon appear to have different phases throughout the month. So the first thing that we're going to do is add something new to our table of contents. There's two things actually. So today is November 10th, and we're going to have our title page, which is Unit 3, Air and Sky. It's going to be on page 30. That is our title page for Unit 3. So when we get to it, you're going to be able to decorate that page. And then the very first thing that's going to go into our notebook under Unit 3 is going to be Order of the Planets. So make sure that you have that down. Order of the Planets. And that's page 31. So make sure that you have that. Also look in Canvas under the Science Journal to make sure that you have everything up to date on your journal. If you are missing something, this is the time to kind of look at what you're missing and see what you need to do to fix it. Okay? Okay, so this is my Unit 3 title page. So I'm just going to simply decorate it. It has to do with planets, so if you want to do something with planets, that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to be very simple so that this goes by quickly for you. You can take the time, pause the video, and decorate whatever you want to decorate, but please don't take any more than 5 to 8 minutes decorating this, okay? So there's my decoration. Yay! So the next thing I'm going to do when I am finished decorating is I'm going to turn my notebook over to a brand new page, and this is where I'm going to start with Order of the Planets. So I'm going to go ahead and title my page Order of the Planets. And that's page 31. So think to yourself, how many planets do we have, and what's their order? That you might have a very fun way of remembering the order of the planets. I'm going to give you a way, and then I'm going to let you come up with your own. Okay, so I'm going to start off by first creating a T-chart. So I have two sections. One section is going to be where I actually write the order of the planets, and then this is going to be the side where I actually create a funny way of trying to remember the order of the planets. So the first one is Mercury. Okay, that is the closest planet to the sun, which ends up having a very short revolution or orbit around the sun. So when we get to orbit and rotation and revolution, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. So Mercury is closest to the sun, so it's going to have the shorter distance to go around the sun. Your next planet is Venus. Venus is very much like Earth. So you'll find out that this is actually called Earth's sister planet because it is very much, has a lot of characteristics Earth has. So the next planet, of course, is Earth. As of right now, Earth is the only planet that supports life. So as you know, yes, there are a lot of investigations going on, a lot of research to see if there's other planets out there that are able to support life. But for right now, we know that Earth is the only planet in our solar system that is able to sustain life. Your next planet is Mars. Mars. Mars, there's really not a whole lot to say. They call it a red planet. They are doing an investigation about Mars right now. So when those results come in, we get to actually talk about that. So that'll be fun. Your next planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is actually the biggest planet in our solar system. And it's, of course, it's got a big red spot that represents the storm that's constantly going on Jupiter. The next planet is Saturn. Saturn is actually a really beautiful planet because it's got the rings. I really like Saturn. I like the rings, and once you get to research a little bit about Saturn, you'll understand that the rings are actually not made of solid material, so it's pretty cool. The next planet is a planet that sounds really funny when you say it. So, I'm going to say it the scientific way. The scientific way to say Uranus is Uranus. So Uranus, of course, is a little bit further away. So the further away that you get, each planet gets from the sun, the planet actually becomes colder. So think about living on Uranus or Neptune, which is going to lead into our last planet, Neptune. Okay, so Neptune is actually the coldest planet since it is the furthest away from the sun. Now, when I went to school, I learned that there were 9 planets. Pluto is no longer considered to be an actual planet because it is too small. So they call it a dwarf planet. But it's weird because when I was in school, I used to have to memorize that there were 9 planets rather than 8. So you're just going to learn the 8, and this is the order. Now I'm going to show you a way for you to actually remember, and then you'll have the opportunity to come up with your own. So the way that we remember this is my very educated, or excellent. We can say excellent. My mother's pretty excellent, so I'll say excellent. My very excellent mother just served us nachos. Oh my gosh, I love nachos. I love Nacho Day. So this is why I remember this one, is because I really like nachos. So what you're going to do now is I gave you a way, my very excellent mother just served us nachos, a way to remember the order of the planets. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the blank side, the back of the title page, and you're going to come up with your own. So all you need to do is you can use markers. Try not to use anything that's going to bleed through so that you can actually see it. Okay, so what I would do is I would just start with my first letter and then just go down the line, trying to come up with your own saying that will help you remember the order of the planets. Okay, so please make sure that you do this on the back of the title page. again, I said you can use markers. I'm using a whole bunch of different markers because I like the different colors. And, you know, once you're done, you make sure that you read the instructions on Canvas to see what is next. Okay? All right, hope you guys have a great weekend. See you Monday.